Hello and welcome to Educated STEM. I am Kate, the founder of Educated STEM, and today we're going to continue the series on how to be successful in graduate school. So please remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you find my content helpful. So it's really important during your graduate studies to look after your mental health, because anything at graduate school is going to be difficult. If it wasn't, everybody would be walking around with masters and PhD degrees. So it's going to be significantly challenging for many different reasons. So it's really important to look after yourself and your mental health. And this isn't something that can be solved with a pizza party, a yoga session, taking a little time for yourself once in a blue moon. This is something that you need to do a lot. And I'm going to show you a book that I think is really, really helpful. It is called Managing Your Mental Health During Your PhD, a Survival Guide. And it's by Dr. Zoe Ayres. I think that's how you pronounce her surname. I'm sorry, Zoe, if it isn't. But this book is a really helpful read. And I know that from following her, a lot of people say, oh, I didn't have any of those issues during my graduate studies. And that's great. I hope that none of you have any mental health issues throughout your program. However, if you do, then it's better to be forearmed and forewarned. And this is what this book is. So I would encourage you to have a look. It's broken down into many different sections talking about what is mental health, how people have struggled in academia, which I think happens a decent amount. We are all incredibly intelligent. We are used to being, probably top of the class. And then all of a sudden you get into academia, you are surrounded by really smart people. And some people find that challenging, and some people also can be quite mean about that, which can lead into bullying, and that could then spiral into other issues. So fingers crossed you don't suffer, but if you do, check out this book. So I've got a few things that I want you to consider about your mental health. Obviously, check out the book, but this is hundreds of pages. These are just my top tips to look after your mental health. Now, first one, realize that you might suffer from imposter syndrome. However, also know that there's a reason that you were selected from many, and there will have been many candidates in consideration for your program. The committee that selected you saw your potential, your academic and research potential, and now all you need to do is apply yourself and bring that potential into fruition to become an amazing researcher. And you might have imposter syndrome at the beginning of your program, you might still have it in the middle, heck, you might have it towards the end, and that's okay. The only thing is, don't let it hold you back. Just because you have some doubts in yourself doesn't mean that everyone else does. You might be phenomenal and still you have concerns, and that might take years and years to go away as you potentially consider yourself against other people. Number 2, accept that there are other people in your cohort, the program, the institute, who are more knowledgeable about you. And that's okay. You're here to learn, and hopefully at some point you will surpass their knowledge, but that might not be for many years to come. If you think about a professor and how long they've been in their field, this could be your first day in that field. They've been doing it for 20, 30, heck, even longer. So you are absolutely not going to be able to kind of work at their level yet. But at some point, hopefully you will. And it just takes time. Strive to be better and to learn the information. And at some point, you may surpass them. Number 3, and this one is so, so important. Don't compare yourself with others, whether it's in your cohort, your program, your lab, your institution. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you compare yourself, then you're never going to necessarily feel that you have achieved, that you're as good as them. It may take you longer to learn something, perform something, get a publication, go to a conference, but each project is unique and has its own sets of challenges. Just because one person has just got a publication and it seems really quick, you might end up getting an amazing publication. It might take you another couple of years, but if yours is in a higher tier journal, then, that's great. Don't compare yourself. Find a support group to help you. This might be someone in your cohort, it could be your program, it could be a lab group, or it could be outside of it. Research is really hard. Your experiments are not always going to work. It's not going to go smoothly. You might have doubts. You might have difficulty understanding some concepts. You need people that you can go to when things are looking really rather bleak. And it's true, if someone has gone through the process that you're going through, so someone who has a higher degree as well, they can definitely help you. They understand where you're coming from. But anyone who's had any kind of struggle and has persevered and shown grit and got through it, they can also help you. So don't think that it has to be someone in academia who can give you the support. And sometimes, friends who aren't at your institution, who don't know the people, can actually, be used to vent at, and that's actually a really good thing. This one's a really important one as well. I need you to take time for yourself to relax every single day, even if it's only for a short period of time. So whether it's reading a book for joy, participating in a sport, playing a game, chatting with friends, just going for a coffee or a drink, you need to do something that is not studying for your classes or doing your research. So as an example, during my PhD, I was far more productive if I was cooking and baking, making treats for friends, having them around for dinner, reading fiction books. I love them. I played a lot of different sports throughout my PhD experience, and I learned a few new ones as well. So that definitely kept me busy, socializing with friends. You never know when that inspiration is going to strike, but it's probably not when you're studying or performing experiments. It's probably going to be, the eureka moment when you're cooking, when you're in the bath, whatever. So take time to relax every single day, even if you think that you absolutely do not have the time, even if it's only for 15 to 20 minutes, it will help in the end. Another one, try to assume good intent with interactions. Academia can be a very stressful place to work, not just with professors, with the support staff too. And so sometimes your interactions with people will be less than ideal. And it might not be anything to do with you. The other person might be having just a really, really bad day. And unfortunately, that kind of then came on to you as well. So try not to take it personally, be the duck and let the water come off your back nice and easily. Obviously, if it happens continuously, then the person might have an issue with you, but let's hope not. And you can just kind of have good interactions with people the majority of the time. And then the last one, ensure you participate in activities that you find fun, but also challenging. And this can come in very many different formats, depending on, what you're interested in. So let's build some skill sets. Maybe you want to be involved with some sort of committee on campus, maybe the graduate school organization, maybe there's a sports team or sports committee that you can join. I was involved I was the social chair of a club that I was involved in during my PhD, and it definitely led me to some amazing organizational skills that I've used many times since. Maybe you want to volunteer at different things around in your city. So talking about LA, I live in LA. So what is around here? We have multiple science museums. We have the Natural History Museum. We have an actual science museum. We have kind of smaller children's sciencey museums. One's called Kids Space, one's called the Discovery Cube. All of them have volunteers and you can go and help out there. We have the LA Zoo, we have the Aquarium of the Pacific down in Long Beach. We also have other places which would need volunteers, in and around the local area. So are any of those interesting to you? And you might want to look into what you have to do in order to be a volunteer. Some of them, it might just be a couple of hours training and then you can go out and kind of help. And others might be a much more kind of involved process. You might actually have to learn an awful lot of information before they allow you to go out and represent them. So how much time do you want to put into learning about wherever you're going to be working? How much time do you want to actually give them? Because some places will say you can volunteer, but we would like you to commit to X number of hours over this period of time. But this is great. This means that you get out of the lab, you get out of the institution where you're learning. You are surrounded by different people, you have different experiences, you might be able to kind of increase all of those skill sets because you might be organizing things, which, is separate to what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. This is all fantastic. This is all usable when it comes to your career. You might be able to utilize people that you interact with in these kind of volunteering moments on your CV and when you apply for your next job, which is great to just kind of have in the back of your mind. I've done a lot of volunteering in the past with various organizations. It's always definitely helped me kind of get beyond what my research is because you have something to focus on. So look around, what is available at your institution, outside of your institution, frankly, what are you interested in? And then kind of put it into practice and hopefully you have a really good experience. So hopefully those 7 top tips of mine will help kind of keep your mental health healthy. If you do suffer in any shape or form, go and get help. I've seen students struggle through it. They absolutely will not go and get professional help and things have got worse. I've seen students who've gone to get help immediately and have then kind of blossomed and you would never know that they'd had any kind of mental health issues at all. So, don't let it fester. If you need help, go and get it. There's no shame having, counseling or taking any of the necessary drugs to make yourself feel better. Just do what is necessary to ensure that you are healthy and able to continue. So that's the end of mental health in your graduate school program. Join me next time when we are going to be talking about the next stages in your academic program, which is, kind of required courses and academic standards. So let's like and subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.